Well. Look what the cat done drug in. This is Bootsey TwoFly from TwoFly International Clothing Brand. And we are back. Now, things going wrong. Like I said, lots of shootings, lots of mass shootings, man. Everybody got a gun. Everybody want to be a shooter. But don't nobody want to do that time. That time is one of the most valuable things you got. And that's why they sentence you to time, so you can sit and think about it. But you know, you might go to prison, man. You might not make it back out, bro. You might get stabbed in there. You might get into an altercation where you got to really defend yourself, and you might have to take somebody out. You know, you might have to. You never know what you're going to have to do in there, man, to prove your point. So you may go to jail on a humbug charge and end up in prison. You may have to fuck somebody up in there, man. You know what I'm saying? To maintain your respect, you know, whatever the case may be. But we just talked about CJ. He's like a little brother to me, man. He's doing life, can never get out. You know, for murder, kidnapping, torture. I mean, man, that shit is real. Young boys, y'all out here still playing these games, and you're going to win stupid prizes for these dumb games y'all playing. And y'all got these pistols now. You got to ask yourself, is it worth 20 plus years, maybe even life? I'm going to talk about another one of my homegirls I've known since I was a teenager, Belinda. Okay, Belinda, you know, kind of like me, had kind of like a storied past, the troubled youth. Her sister Tamika was more like a little bit more laid back. So, you know, like my cousin used to talk to Belinda and I would talk to Tamika. So when we was young, you know. But Tamika, to me, she always had like a little bit of the more level mind. Belinda was the older sister. I think Belinda was the older sister. I mean, I could be wrong, but no, I think Tamika was the older sister. I'm not sure, but either way. So, you know, we started getting older, and you know, we all kind of slightly ran the streets. You know, but my mom would kick my ass, so I had to keep my stuff to a bare minimum. But let me say this. Okay, Belinda, I think I was grown. I came back from Germany, and I think I saw her once. I saw her. I asked my cousin about it, and somehow they had been talking, and we hooked up. This was crazy. This one particular time, my cousin T was messing with they was messing around, and had been like in our early 20s, and his Latif, he back there smashing, and his mom came home, man, like early. I'm sitting in the living room, I'm at his spot, and I'm trying to get up on Tamika, and Latif in the back room smashing her sister. And man, what was crazy, I heard a jingle at the door. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh snap, is this his mama? And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, somebody hand me my damn belt. We about to get caught. But me and Tamika wasn't doing nothing. We was just sitting close, kind of holding hands, hugged up. Because we had messed around like once. She was like, maybe, I want to say this could have been my first at that time. Yeah, it had to be my first person I even fucked around with, period. But we all hugged up, and T Mama come in, man, she looked like, what's up, Boots? What you doing here? I'm just hanging with Latif, and Tamika looking at me like, oh shit. So, and I'm like, oh shit. So she went back, and she said, where Latif? I said, he's in his room. And she looked like, She said, Latif. She started bamming it. Boop, boop, boop. Open this door, Latif, right now. And I'm like, oh shit, I hope he ain't naked. You know what I mean? Hope he ain't butt naked. But luckily, I guess they had got finished before she came home. He opened the door. Old girl was in the room. You know, his mom ain't stupid. She knew what was up. And she kind of fussed at him a little bit. And I was like, okay, it's time for us to go. So, yeah, it was one of the funny, craziest things I remember about Tamika and Belinda. But as time went on, I was living with my cousin at this time. Jerome, my older cousin, and I saw on the news where somebody had killed a cab driver. Like they shot the cab driver in the back of the head. And Latif, I think it was Latif, the one that told me that he said, man, that was Belinda that shot that cab driver. And I was like, what the hell? Like, wait, Belinda? So she was apparently, in the story that I heard, she was apparently, her and the boyfriend that she had at that time, their intention, was to rob a cab driver. I don't know what the hell they was doing. They probably was strapped for money. I don't know if they was messing with drugs or something. And she was supposed to rob the cab driver. So they get in. She pulled the gun on the cab driver. Supposedly, I guess it was her that pulled the gun, put it to the back of his head, and they like, hey, man, give me all your money. So they robbed the African dude. And this happened right at Lenox Mall, man. I want to say in the Lenox Mall area, because they used to always have a bunch of cab drivers out there on the north side. So she stuck the gun to the back of his head. It had to been late as hell at night. Like, I don't know what the fuck they was doing. But as she was pointing the gun went off. And I can't say for sure if she meant to do it but she's from what I read, she said that she didn't mean for the gun to go off. She just came to get his money. But the gun went off. And she killed him, man. Dude got shot in the back of the head, instantly dead. And so, I asked her sister a couple of times. When I ran into her sister as years past, I would ask about her, how is she doing, And she said, yeah, hopefully she'll come home in 2012 or 13. But hell, we're in 2022 now. So she's still in there, from what I know. She's still in prison. So I went back, I looked up her name, looked up the record, because I just one day was interested. Like, I was thinking about it, and I said, man, I wonder, did she ever get out? And I looked, it said life. So she may have done something else when she got to prison, or that could have been her original sentence. I don't know. Who knows? But like I say, man, you can play stupid games and win stupid prizes behind some bullshit. You thinking that you're gonna do something and get away with it, you're gonna pull that pistol. What if you pull that pistol and that shit go off? What if it kills that person? You going to prison, dog. They got too many cameras, too many witnesses now. They're going to tell on your stupid ass. You're going to do exactly what the government wants you to do. Shoot each other. They want you to shoot each other. Why you think they changed the law to open carry? Because they know you're stupid enough to do the shit. They know that. I know it. You know it. So, had another homeboy. Dude named Leary. I want to say it's Leary. Larry, we used to work together at the airport, man, and so I was working at the airport with him, and I was best friends at the time with this dude. We used to call him Sutton. So Sutton was a real quiet guy, real laid back. He was kind of like me, you know what I mean? But so I would go over, spend the night when they lived in College Park on the south side, not too far from here. So they lived in College Park, or I want to say Gobby Road. It was Gobby Road. So we was on Gobby Road, and shoot, man, me and Larry, all of us worked together. All of us. We worked in the same place. We used to push wheelchairs and, wheelchair passengers, make tips, things like that. We did that for years, but fun job. It's a fun place to be, man. Oh, man. And what was crazy, so I seen him. I saw Leary one day on a whim. I know he had a daughter. Because Leary is Jamaican. Like, I never knew that. He's actually Jamaican. His mama's Jamaican. I said, man, I didn't know you was Jamaican. He said, yeah, man, I'm actually from Jamaica. But he was kind of a hard head. Like one of them young, hard heads that might have been in detention centers or some boot camp when he was younger. He told me that. So he was a hard-headed dude, but I mean, he was working like 2 jobs. I think he was working for Delta or something one time when I saw him. The last time I seen him, he was working for the airline. Shit, he was doing pretty good at that time. So I was on the bus, And my homegirl was hanging out with him. My homegirl Smiley was hanging out with him. And Smiley said, yeah, I've been hanging out with your boy Larry. I said, what? She's like, yeah, you won't believe who I went on a date with, man. We was everywhere. She said they was at the club. They was just everywhere, man. She's like, this nigga was just pulling out all kinds of money. She was like, where the fuck is this Negro getting all this money from? So I was catching the bus back then. So I was living with Damon. We was at another spot together. We was in Stone Mountain on the east side, far east side. So I'm sitting there on the bus after work. I was working about 2-3 jobs, man. I was like a straight Jamaican for real back then. But man, I had about three badges on, man, working at the airport, man. I had so many jobs. So headed home, tired as shit after working a graveyard, tired, heading back to the house. Right before I got off the MARTA bus, the public transportation bus, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm getting off the transportation bus. They already had these news screens. Like, they had the news TV showing at that time. So you could see the news as you're sitting on the bus. They showing, and as I was about to get off, I saw, they said, I know it had been a string of bank robberies. A whole string of bank robberies on the south side. So somebody had been robbing banks in College Park. They had been all in Riverdale on the south side. And it just got weirder and stranger and stranger and stranger. And so as I got, as I glance up at the little Titron at the TV, I see Leary. They said they had caught him. We have just arrested this bank robber. This man has been robbing banks, multiple banks. You mean to tell me my homeboy been robbing banks? This nigga speaking to me like nothing's going on. Like, you would not know this man was robbing banks. I had no idea. So I saw Smiley, my homegirl. She said, yo, what? Did you hear about Leary? So every time I would see somebody that used to work with me at the airport, they'd be like, yo, man, you hear about Leary? And I'm like, damn. I was like shocked. So even years later, I seen a couple of cats that knew him and was like, man, I still don't know what made this cat snap like that. Like, I think this man's still in prison, man. He might still be in prison right now. He might be in prison. Shit, man, I don't know how much time they gave him. I tried to look him up, but I couldn't find him, man. But I heard they gave him at least 30 years or something like that. Somebody said 30 years. Like, god damn, this man was like 20-something then. Shit, 30 years would be like 50 some years old if he don't have to kill somebody, or if he don't get killed, or get more time tacked on depending on what you're doing, because they can add more time. They lock your ass up, you go right back to jail in that motherfucker. You be in prison, but they lock you back up again, and you get another charge. They send you back to court for some more shit that you do in prison. Well, that's why I be telling y'all youngsters, man, like, you really gonna sit in that motherfucker till you 50, bro? You got that in you like that, bro? Like I know I got plenty more stories like that. Plenty more people, man. Plenty more people, man, that going in and out the penitentiary, in and out of jail, man. I'm telling y'all, that shit, they would lock your ass up out here, man. Y'all keep playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes. I told y'all time and time again, man. Who's know, like, my little brother CJ doing life. My homegirl Belinda doing life. Leary at least 30 years. 30 years to the door, probably, because that's Fed time. So, damn, bro. He ain't the only one. Like I said, he won't be the last. Keep telling y'all. Some of y'all that's watching this shit, you next. Because you're going to play stupid games and you're going to win stupid prizes. That consequence, man, the consequences is a motherfucker. I'm telling y'all, man. Keep thinking you gangster, you keep thinking you tough, and you're gonna show out in front of a bunch of people and you tough. Alright. We'll see you in the next 30 years. If I'm alive and you alive, 30 years to life. You ain't never getting out, man. Not the life for me, bro. But getting up out of here, man. We're going to talk about the airport. I'm going to do some airport stories coming soon, man. I'm out. TwoFly.